blower wheel puller here. It's made by C&D. This is specific sizes for different hubs, and that's what I liked about it. Here's the puller that I've used for the longest time. It's made out of aluminum. Everyone's kind of seen these. The problem with these here, and these are made by Sensible Products, as time goes on, you can see that this bolt is at an angle. And I've tried backing it out, redoing it back over and over, and you can see it on that one there really bad. This can actually be unthreaded and be changed out. I called the factory, spoke to the owner. If I sent it in, he would send me this piece here, but he wanted to install it. So I decided, you know, I am not going to have this happen again. I really loved this thing. It does have a nice long shaft here, which worked out great. But I got doing some research and I found a new one that I decided to try out. This one here is made by C&D out of Oklahoma City, so it is American made. Comes with a nice little kit here, and you get all the individual sizes for the hubs that you're going to be working with. And so the nice thing about getting the exact size hub that you're going to be using is it's going to self-center itself when you go to put it on the motor. So you've got your piece, this slides through, boom, we're ready to roll. Now the set screws here was the one thing I didn't really like at first. Now if you look at them, they actually have a dimple in the center, and that helps eat into the hub that you're digging into to pull it. And it has a nice pointed center piece here, so when you're cranking it in, that's going to be naturally centered. All right, we're going to go off the number 5. This one right here is 1 5/8. The first one I showed you is 1 1/2. This one right here is 1 1/4, and this one here is 1 3/8. So it's going to get all your shafts that you normally would have. This thing backs all the way out. The nice thing about it too is it's actually made out of steel. It's a really nice polished steel. It looks like it won't rust. Coated with looks like a galvanized coating. And this part here is made out of something pretty fancy. I don't know exactly what, but there's multiple different ones out there. Just that one there, I'm kind of sick of it because it just finally is wore out, and I really don't use it that often. Generally, you can get it off with some sandpaper, some WD-40, and you know, your crescent wrench on there. The one thing I didn't like was they gave you this little Allen wrench to get in there, and that kind of sucks when you're down in there deep and you're kind of like that. So what I ended up doing, this little gizmo kit here by Gear Wrench, and there's multiple different ones out there, is really neat. You got metric up here, standard down here, you got your Torx, straight Phillips, and basically your Allen wrenches there. The ratcheting wrench is actually 2 different ones. It's offset, so it kind of gets you into those tight spots. But this socket that goes in there is a 5/32. So if you snap that together like that, when you're down in that hole, you can actually put this in, fits right in there, and you can sit there and go and tighten it right up, no problems at all. As you can see, that would get right into any blower wheel and get in there, no problems at all. And you can rotate right there like that. And this other side, which is really neat too, you got this one right here for your sockets, and you can hook your sockets right on there because that's a lot smaller than, say, even a 1/4 inch regular traditional ratchet. This little kit here, I think, was you can get them at Menards, Lowe's. Everybody's got their different names on it. This here happens to be a Gear Wrench. The other one I really like is this Posi lock. As you notice here, it has a cage. When you tighten this down, this actually squeezes on these arms and squeezes around a pulley. And then they have an adapter so you can actually do a pull on a hub like that right there. Really nice puller, and they've got small all the way up to really big, but they're very expensive, but you get what you pay for. Now, one of my other ones that I use is a Craftsman, but honestly, this is made by Gear Wrench. That's the part number for the Craftsman. Sears just left our town, so screw Sears is the way I look at it. What's really cool about this one here is it actually has fingers that can lock into place, and although it doesn't have inward pressure like the other one I was speaking of, it does work pretty good and holds itself together. It can do 3 or 2 position. As you can see here, you've got for 2, so you just open it up, pull it out, insert it, and now you have technically a 2-sided puller if you wanted to use that. So it works out pretty cool that way. I know we're getting into the season where we're going to be changing a lot of blower wheels and things like that. and thought you guys might be interested in seeing it. This kit, you can find it on Amazon. I picked this one up on eBay used, but yet was practically brand new, as you can see. I bought it for, I think, $85, $90 delivered. And I think on average they sell for 130 to 140 bucks, something like that. All right, guys, hopefully you liked the video. I just wanted to take a time to show you what I use for a Polar. I've been looking around at different ones. I looked at the metal ones for 29 and 39 bucks. There's about 5 different people making the exact same one, claiming theirs is better than the other. I looked at the knockout tool. That was very expensive for what you're getting and just not a whole lot of control to it. And then there's a few other ones by CPS and a few others like that that just didn't quite get a chance to try them out. So I happened to run across this C&D. I kind of like C&D for their valve core removal tools, as you noticed in one of my other videos. And I assumed that they had to be decent quality. And this was the first time this week that I had a chance to use that puller. And it worked out really well. It wasn't a real hard pull. Because it wasn't very rusted on there or whatever. But, you know, all the same, I just wanted to explain and show what I was using. And hopefully it saves you guys some frustration and money of buying something that isn't worth a crap. I didn't know that there was such an issue with the aluminum puller by Sensible Products. I've had that tool for at least 15 years or longer. And it's worked really good for the longest time, but I noticed on a couple other guys' videos that they mentioned something about it, and sure enough, it ended up start happening with mine. And as I also mentioned, I don't use a Polar very often. I use my pulley puller that you've seen in the video more than I do anything else. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Make sure you click that notification bell so you know when my next video is released. And until next time, thanks for watching.